Good afternoon, Darrin speaking.
Welcome back for episode 2 of The Real Deal. This episode we will be working with Darrin Carter, the yacht rigger, to complete the major works he unearthed when he carried out a rigging inspection on Inner Bloom. If you haven't watched this yet, you can find episode 1 here. Before we set off to cruise far north Queensland on our first season, we wanted to be sure on our rig. What better way than to have an expert go over it with a fine-tooth comb? Working with Darrin was informative and fun. We had plenty of laughs, and most importantly, he helped us to understand what our issues were and why. It was essential for us to have someone who could work with us on Inner Bloom to explain and teach along the way. This was vital and priceless information for us so we could care better for our home. Daz's major concerns were with how our backstays were fixed at the masthead. After the inspection, he left us with a list of jobs to complete ourselves and some homework. This involved building a template to check out how we would remount our stays at the masthead. Now, having all the gear ready, a clear plan on how we were going to do the work, we booked in our next visit with Dazza at Hervey Bay Marina. Now, unfortunately, upon arriving at the Hervey Bay Marina, we had a little collision with the power and water turret at the end of our berth. This left us a little bit rattled. Now, Dazza needed us to be on our game for these works, so between trying to film and be there for him, we didn't get a lot of time to narrate this properly for you. So I'm going to do my best to explain what we're doing and why as the video goes on. As we were going to be removing our backstays for replacement, we needed to install temporary supports. We backed off the tension on the forestay and installed 2 supports, one for each backstay. For this job, Darrin used 12mm Dyneema, which has a braking load of 12,300 kilos, more than enough for the job. We ran these from the masthead, aft to a cleat that's welded to the deck, through a turning block and onto the main winch in the cockpit so we could tension it up. If you pull the line, the tail end,
yep,
that'll allow it. That's all right.
that Dyneema is rock solid. That's crazy.
Darrin is installing some extra Dyneema to back up the turning blocks in case of failure, tied onto a Dyneema draw wire. Having redundancy is important when you're working on a 14-metre mast around millions of dollars worth of boats. Bloody glad I've been practicing and am confident in my knots. There is no room for error in high-risk works like this. Now we have the supports installed for the mast, we are ready to change out these backstays. Dazza climbs the mast and I get ready to feed him up the toggle end of the backstays.
I'll show you which one's forward. You got red tape on the bottom one?
Yup, got red tape. Phoebe did well with that. Phoebe had pre-marked which stays were for port and starboard, so as Darrin drew them up the mast, we ran them down to the chain plates on the deck, ensuring they weren't twisted and had a clear run through the bimini.
Yep.
Righto.
So just nice and steady, just unwind a little more. And then just see if you can pop one of the pins out. Around the boat too much, just stay steady.
Yep. Okay.
That looks pretty loose.
Yep.
Okay, do the other side now for me.
Righto, I reckon that side's good as well, Darrin.
Alright, so what we need to do, just nice and carefully, nice and easy, I want you to take whichever one you think's the easiest one to take the pin out of. Take the pin out for me. Don't shock it out, just ease it out.
Righto, I'm going to start on the starboard side.
Righto, beautiful.
Right, so the split pin's out.
We're gonna get a tiny wake in about 60 seconds.
Okay, here comes that wake.
Sometimes you just got to use your long nose just to stab it. Just stab it back through so it grows in there.
Yup. Alright, it's coming out. You ready, Darrin?
Yeah, mate, just go steady.
Alright, it's almost out. You want me to pull it all the way out?
Yeah, all the way out.
Righto, that's out now.
Don't take the pin out, just unwind it for me, alright?
As in the port side?
Yeah, port side, just unwind him.
Yep.
Steady with your hand.
Yep. Right, I'm unwinding it.
Yeah, that's the way.
Yep, port side going back on.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so just put your split pin in vertical.
Yep, just 1 second, I'm just trying to get it in.
You're right, and hand tight a little bit on it for me.
With the new backstays in place and secured at the masthead and on deck level at the chain plates, we were now able to remove the supports and coil up the old backstays, keeping the work area neat and tidy. This D-shackle right here was the main culprit of all our problems. Being unknown age and unknown brand, we were unable to determine its strength rating and suitability for the job. With it bearing the load of both of our backstays, if this thing let go, our mast was sure to come down. We repeated the process for the forestay, reinstalling the twin supports forward so we could remove another stainless D-shackle. This allowed us to take the swage fitting of the stay straight into the toggle at the masthead.
And you know how other riggers do it? Really? Is that what you're going to do? Whack it with your hand. Okay? Alright.
Next on the list was tensioning the rig. Now that you've seen this guy's work, you can understand that we would finish the job right. We used Darrin's tension gauge and went around tensioning the stays to his specifications. Once we had tuned every stay, we went back around and checked them all, making any minor adjustments until the rig was as close to perfect as possible.
What are you reading? 29?
B-stick under 30.
Perfect. Lock them up, mate.
Right. Just doing the locking nuts up on the rigging screws now. Putting a bit of Tef gel on there before we lock them off to ensure that they don't bind for when they have to be undone. This is a corrosion eliminator that is about $1 a gram. Great price. So that's called mousing. Is it just putting a couple of...
Yeah, so we're just going to sort of sew this together and...
Because we just tape them in electrical, but obviously you need it to be continuous in the same
Well, we need to be able to
size.
pull on it, and if you just tape it, there's nothing wrong with tape, but if you just tape it and it comes apart, you're buggered.
Now with all the major works complete, it was time to replace a bit of tired running rigging. For this job we used quality Australian-made polyester double braid. This included upgrading our topping lift on the boom from a 6mm line to an 8mm, replacing our main, jib and spinnaker halyards, and replacing the lines on our main sheet traveller. Also end for ending our main sheet itself. Bottom into... you got it.
Yes, the other
Yeah.
way. That's all right. That's why I always like to leave one. And
Yeah.
even though mechanical advantage is one of those things that just take the top one. That's it.
Well, thanks for hanging out with Dazza, Phoebe and I as we give Inner Bloom the love that she needs. Dazza said to us, you'll get an extra knot out of this rig. And we did. We'll see you next week as we sail up to check out all the reefs Queensland has to offer. Catch ya.